This NBA season is set to potentially be a very fun one and a very chaotic one. I mean, the NBA is the best in terms of pure drama, and it only gets better when there are actual games being played. After the Milwaukee Bucks won the title last year against the Phoenix Suns, there were some who said that if everyone was healthy, that wouldn't have been the finals matchup. And I honestly am one of those people, but I still don't want to take away from how great those teams were. But now that we are entering a new season, there are a decent number of teams that have a shot at winning the championship, even if the league itself is very top heavy right now. Today I'm going to tell you my 5 teams that I think have the best shot at winning the NBA championship in 2022. Again, these are my 5 teams. You may not agree with it, and that's fine. This is just my opinion after all. But yeah, picking the 5 was actually harder than I thought because I had to take teams off because of injury concerns, even though they could be teams that I would pick if they were all healthy. Kawhi Leonard and Jamal Murray are missing most of next season, so it's hard for me to put the Clippers or the Nuggets on this list. But if they were healthy, yeah, they'd be probably on here too. So yeah, I just wanted you guys to know my thought process as I was doing this. Before we start, I want to remind you that if you were watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you aren't subscribed. So if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for more NBA content like this. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like. It makes a big difference in helping this channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's get into it. Here are the teams that I think have the best chance at winning the NBA title in 2022. So one honorable mention that I want to talk about is the Golden State Warriors. Even though they were a play-in team last year and they didn't up in the playoffs, I still really like this team, and I like that they got better. Steph is Steph, that's a given. He's going to be amazing like always. But I do like the team around him as well. Of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Andrew Wiggins and his vaccine status, but other than that, there isn't a lot about this team that I would complain about. Of course, their chances of winning a championship are going to depend on how Klay Thompson looks when he comes back. It looks like it's going to be around January, February, so at least Klay will have some time to get some games in and hopefully stay healthy and be ready for a playoff run. I'm actually really confident in Klay being really good still, since he doesn't rely on his athleticism too much, and also because of the way KD looked last year. That just gave me confidence in him being good too. So yeah, him being back is obviously going to help elevate this team significantly. The Warriors have a solid mix of veterans like Otto Porter and Andre Iguodala, and they also have young talent like Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, Jordan Poole, and others. This team will be a lot better than they were last year in my opinion, but their chances of winning the championship are going to depend on Klay's performance when he returns. And hopefully everything goes well in that process because, man, I missed watching Klay Thompson play. The Jazz didn't really do much this offseason that would make a significant difference for their outlook. Other than getting Rudy Gay, they're basically bringing back the team from last year. And hey, to be fair to them, that was a very good team because they got the #1 seed in the West. They lost to the Clippers in the second round, but they had a really good chance at making the conference finals and maybe even going further. For this season, however, I can see them being just as good in the regular season and potentially having more success come playoff time. This team has everything that you need. A superstar in Donovan Mitchell, a really good point guard in Mike Conley, a defensive anchor in Rudy Gobert, and a bunch of shot makers with Jordan Clarkson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Joe Ingles. With how well-rounded this team is, it's hard not to consider them as a contender, even though I think they have the lowest chance out of the 5 in my opinion. It's been a few years now with this Mitchell-Gobert duo, and obviously the Jazz want to maximize the window they have to try to win. But the second round is the farthest that they've gone, and that's the only question that I have with this team is, have they already reached their ceiling? And regardless of how I feel about that, there is no denying the talent on this roster and the potential noise they could make, especially with how Donovan Mitchell seems to turn it up in the playoffs. I mean, damn, he is on another level in the postseason. But yeah, if they get a high seed and get some favorable matchups, I can definitely see the Utah Jazz making a run this year, so don't sleep on them. The Suns are coming off of a finals run that kind of surprised people. After Chris Paul got traded to Phoenix, everyone knew the team would be good, but last year they were amazing and they were so close to winning a title. After losing to Milwaukee when they were up 2-0, I have no doubt that this team is going to want to go all out to try to go back. They made very little changes this offseason, so they have a lot of really talented young guys who showed up last year and now have the experience that's going to make them better. Everyone knew Devin Booker was good, but this playoff run showed us he's more than good. And I think that the experience that he's gotten is going to help him so much as he gets through this season. DeAndre Ayton shut down any questions about him potentially being a bust because He showed up in the playoffs and did everything that you would want your big man to do. He played great defense, he took advantage of mismatches, he guarded every best player possible. Booker and Ayton are going to be so much better this year in my opinion, and that is a scary sight. The only question I have is Chris Paul is 36 going into this season, and I'm curious how much work he'll have to do on this team because when he wasn't on the court, the Suns struggled a little bit, but maybe with the experience the young guys have, they'll be better, but we'll see. Phoenix proved last year that they're a team to pay attention to, and that does not change this season. This team is special, and I am very excited to see what they do because they're fun to watch. The Bucks are coming fresh off winning the title, and you know they have the goal in mind of doing it all again. They managed to keep most of their roster with the exception of PJ Tucker, so this team has everything in place to go for a repeat, and the question now is, will they? I mean, when you look at this roster and the competition they have in the East, they only have one significant competitor. So yeah, they have a very good chance of going back to the finals. Giannis is only just entering his prime, which is scary to think about because he's already one of the best. So watching him do his thing will be special, no doubt. Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday stepped up big time in those playoffs, and they're going to be riding high on the title and hopefully do exactly what they do best. They also re-signed Bobby Portis, which is great because he did so many things well for this team, especially in the finals. And then on top of that, you have the solid depth that they have at the bench with guys like Pat Connaughton, Dante DiVincenzo, Jeff Teague, and more. I mean, this team is primed for another title run. I can't wait to watch this team go for another run, and they have a really good chance. I feel like getting into the top 2 in the East basically puts them in position to go back to the finals. Obviously, the Nets are in their way, but hey, they've proven to be beatable, so why not do it again? I think we just all need to hope that everyone can stay healthy because it will be fun to watch this Bucks team. This Lakers team is so fascinating to me. There's just so many pieces that make me question just what this team is and what their title chances are. I mean, they added a bunch of guys in their 30s because it was clear they needed experience to take this team over the top. And when you're the Lakers and you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, guys will take pay cuts to play for you. That's clear for sure. And all the old jokes aside, I think this fit could really work with Westbrook. Any way to take the pressure off of LeBron is obviously going to be good, so hopefully Russ and AD can help with that. And then when you have Rondo, Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, DeAndre Jordan, and so many others I can't even name off the top of my head, they all have a role that works with this team. So yeah, I really like what they did, and I think that they have what it takes to win it all. There's only one serious concern that I have with this team, and it's one that could potentially derail their season, and that is injuries. We saw Anthony Davis take a step back last season because he was rarely healthy, and then we saw the ankle injury still be a problem for LeBron even up to the playoffs. Making sure these guys stay healthy is going to basically make or break this team in my opinion. And it doesn't help that everyone else on this team is older. Any injury to this team could be a big factor in whether or not they can win it all in my opinion. That's actually why I think they're not going to go too hard in the regular season to make sure everyone is good for playoff time. So yeah, all those people who don't like load management, you're not going to like the Lakers. And if that's the case and everyone's healthy by the playoffs, then yeah, the Lakers are my favorites to win the West and get to the finals, no question. And when you have a healthy LeBron on your team, even if it is year 19 and he's 36, it doesn't matter. There's no telling how far the team can go. Regardless, I'm just excited to see what this team looks like, and hopefully they can all stay healthy because Westbrook and Carmelo winning a ring would be so awesome, and I would love to see it. I mean, come on, there's no way I couldn't put the Brooklyn Nets as the team with the best chance to win the title. They were a Kevin Durant toe away from beating Milwaukee and going to the conference finals. And after that, they likely would have won the title. It sucks that injuries ruined that, but now we're in a new season and hopefully the three-headed monster can stay healthy. And the biggest question mark right now with this team is Kyrie Irving not being vaccinated, because that could have a big impact on how far this team goes. Especially because if he doesn't get the vaccine, he could miss all home games. But honestly, if nothing comes out of that, a team with Harden and KD is still scary for any opponent. And with that firepower and good bench depth, especially since they added Patty Mills, it's hard to think of many teams that can stop them. Health will probably be what stands in their way because Kyrie, when he plays, is a guy who regularly deals with injuries. And hopefully James Harden is fully healed from the hamstring injury he was dealing with, because it was clearly hindering his game. Also, these three guys barely played together last season, so hopefully in this regular season, they get the chance to play more, get more reps in, because you don't want on-court chemistry to be a problem. But yeah, just the sheer talent on this team is hard to deny, and it's why I have them being the team that I think has the best chance to win the title. Now, will they? Who knows? But on paper, this is the best team in the NBA without a doubt, and they should be a force to reckon with this upcoming season. And that is going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you think about this list. Do you think there's some teams I should have put in, some teams I should have taken out? I'm curious to hear what you guys think, so let me know. And then also, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications so you'll miss an upload. Thank you guys as always for your continuous support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.